This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we have a Miele dishwasher that isn't cleaning very well, and it's partially due to not enough water entering the machine. It should come up all the way to just underneath this white handle, and it's not quite filling with enough water to really do a good job. The upper drawer is not getting very clean, the upper part of the dishwasher, because there's not enough water. And also the circulation pump seems to be cutting out periodically. It works and then it stops, and then it works, and it sometimes has the intake drain error. So we're going to do a couple of things here to get this working better. One is to replace the capacitor for the motor, and also we're going to clean the little filter that blocks debris from coming into the water inlet valve. So I'm going to remove the filter, and I'm going to get all the water out of the sump area just using a turkey baster. It's probably about a quarter cup of water in there that we have to get out, because we're going to lean the machine on its side and we don't want to have all that water leak out. So we're taking out the little covers on the screws that hold the dishwasher into the cabinet, and these I think are Torx 15 screws. We're going to zip out those screws. There should be probably 4 of them, 2 on the right side, 2 on the left side. Sometimes there's also a couple on the top that you have to get out. And a lot of times Miele gives you enough drain hose and fill hose and power line where you don't have to disconnect them. But as you wiggle the machine out, if you feel there's resistance, you may have to go in and disconnect them. So I'm unplugging it. I'm going to turn off the water, and I'm going to disconnect the fill hose because this one's a little bit too short. I'm also going to disconnect the drain line too. I'm using a Torx 15 screwdriver to take out these 2 screws here on the bottom panel. I take that off so that I have a little bit better access to taking off the bottom panel. This is just we call it kick panel. So we've got that out of the way. Disconnecting the drain hose here at the garbage disposal, and then I'll have a little container to catch some of the water that's going to come out of that hose. There we go. So I'm disconnecting I have the water turned off, and now I'm disconnecting the fill hose. I have this sped up a little bit. And now I can get the dishwasher out further and lay it on its left side. And then I'm going to take the bottom panel off by removing 4 Torx, I think they're Torx 15 screws. There's 2 here at the bottom. A couple here in the front. I'm going to pull these things out. These are the things that hold on to the kick panel or the toe kick panel. I'm going to take out that Torx 15, take out one here, and I'm going to loosen a couple of little ones here in the front too. I don't have to take them out. I just want to loosen them up a few turns. I'll loosen these 2. Now I can get the bottom panel off. Wiggle that out of there. So we get the bottom panel off, we can get to all the components. This is the flood valve, flood switch, and this is the circulation motor. That's the heater element. This is the blower that blows all the steam out during the drying cycle. It goes out this, comes out right here. It's just kind of fun to know what these things are. Here's the fill valve right here. And usually on a lot of models, this is located under the sink. On this model, it's located as part of the dishwasher. And that is the drain pump right there. You see the heater relay down in the lower right-hand corner. This is the heater pressure switch. Kind of hard to see, but it's located just underneath the circulation pump. So here is the capacitor.
5013832.
That's the part number. We'll get a link for you underneath the description. We're using a pair of pliers to just undo this nut that's holding the capacitor in position. So we're turning it to our right to loosen it. I'm using a screwdriver to arc between these two terminals because capacitors hold a lot of voltage and it can be dangerous, so I'm going to make sure it's an insulated screwdriver. I'm not going to touch the metal. I'm going to put it between the two terminals, and that's going to dissipate any energy so that I can't get shocked. Just took off the nut, pull the capacitor out of its bracket. And there's two black wires connected to it. I'm going to pull those out with needle nose pliers. And now I've got the new capacitor right here. I'm going to put my two black wires on those same terminals, make sure they're fully seated all the way in. When the run capacitor gets weak, the circulation pump will have trouble. Sometimes it won't start back up when it turns off, or it won't pump as strong. So I'm going to get this in position, and then I'm going to take the wires off of the old capacitor and switch them onto the same terminals on the new one. So I'm just going to compare the two and then take off one wire at a time and put it on the new one. So a lot of Miele dishwashers, if they get the F14 error, sometimes putting on a new capacitor will cure that because it'll get the circulation pump pressure back up. If you call Miele USA and tell them your model number, they'll be able to send you a capacitor in the mail. Okay, that's on. Old one's out of there. We're going to put it back up into position and add that nut to hold it. So you could use pliers or a crescent wrench or an open end wrench to tighten that up. I think it might be a 10 millimeter. There we go. We're also taking the fill valve and removing the hose off of it. I pulled out the filter. I got the filter underneath some hot water and I have an old toothbrush. I'm going to clean off all the junk. It was probably 50% occluded with debris that was keeping the volume of water from getting through. Computer only opens the valve for a certain amount of time, and if it's a clogged filter, you won't get enough water. We'll put the filter back in and then add the hose back on, get it nice and tight. When the water fills, it should come all the way up to just underneath the white plastic filter handle. If it's not coming up that high, you may need a new fill valve, but before that, first try cleaning that little filter. I'm going to get it tight with a pair of pliers. and then I'll just push it back into position inside the cavity. There we go. And then we can add the bottom plate back on. We get it all lined up, and we'll add those 4 Torx 15 screws. So we're just going to line up that bottom panel and add those 4 screws back in, and then have to tighten a couple of the little screws near the middle. Okay, we're going to get it back on its feet, push it back into underneath the cabinet. Tighten up that fill line and turn it back on, plug it back in. We've got the drain hose hooked back up. Just give it a little test. Yeah, so it looks better. We got more volume of water moving around, and the pump sounds stronger. One test you could do is you can put a cup in on the upper tray and just let it run for about 5 minutes, and that thing should be full of water. If it's not, if there's no water in there or very little, it means that the pump is not doing a good job getting the water up there. But this one's now doing really good. That's a good test. So we're going to push it back into the cabinet. I'm going to tighten up those screws that are holding it in. Put the cap back on. So there's 4 of those we have to do. Put the lower tray back in. And I'm going to take this drain hose, I'm going to pull it more of it underneath the sink, and I'm going to bend it in a high arc up above the garbage disposal. This will prevent dirty water from the sink flooding the sink and then flooding the disposer and then flooding through the line into the dishwasher. Now with it in a big arch, it can't flow backwards, so dirty water from the sink cannot pollute the dishwasher. So that's an important thing to do. So I'm going to turn these feet to my left, and that's going to raise the dishwasher up higher up into the cabinet. I'll go ahead and put the toe kick panel back in, add those screws. And it's back working good. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for watching our video. We really appreciate your support. And when you get a chance, please press the subscribe button below so you can be subscribed, and also the notification bell so we can send you more videos about appliance repair. Please also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video and it really helped you, please press this new applaud button, and you can show your support and also get a nice clapping hands for your video. Thanks again.